From the Dogfish Head Brewery, Sam Calagione.
It's been a long, strange, but wonderful trip.
From the Boston Beer Company, Jim Cook. Welcome back to the Friday Beer Buzz, Jim.
Well, it's nice to be back.
Here normally from Aberdeenshire in Scotland. From Brewdog, we have James Watt and Martin Dickey. Welcome to the show, guys.
Biggest mission today is just to make other people passionate about safe craft beers as we are.
And now, the three-time winner of the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters Excellence in Broadcasting Award. The recipient of 2 Pennsylvania Associated Press Broadcasters Association Awards for Excellence, promoting and advancing the craft and microbrew culture in Northeast PA. This is another edition of the Friday Beer Buzz.
I love it. The Friday Beer Buzz, powered by Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar in Exeter. Sabatini's, the area's greatest selection of rare craft and imported beers. Oh my God, it's awesome at Sabatini's. You can sit outside in this beautiful weather. Growlers and crowlers and 37 rotating drafts. At Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar. Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. Good morning, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
That is Lindo.
He's the king of the one-word answers.
Hello.
Lindo Sabatini is with us. Hi, Lindo.
Good morning.
I was just telling Lindo that after this past Friday night, wrestling was in town. My wife and I were thinking about taking the kids to Sabatini's because you guys are open at 10, and now my daughter's starting to fall asleep. But I thought that's one of those things like the kids will remember forever. Taking your kids out to eat in the middle of the night, like it's late for them. It's the middle of the night. We didn't, so we will get them there eventually. But how are you? Things are good.
Yeah, doing well.
See, I got 3 words. How about that? Bill is here from mybeerbuzz.com. Bill, good morning, sir.
Hey, yep, happy Friday, and happy, I don't know what season we're in here. It was like 40-some degrees last night, and it's going to be 90 tomorrow, so it's Pennsylvania spring.
It's sucky season. I hate the heat, but I have learned to grow, and since it's on topic, I like myself a nice cold beer when it's nice and hot. Sit outside in the sun. I will do that. I sweat profusely. I'm a mess like that, but I do enjoy it. And I know you're here, you got beer news and more, and then I am guessing, I'll explain why I think Lindo he's not trying to get me tipsy, but if he is, it's my own fault. I'll explain that coming up. But what do you got in terms of beer news and other stuff?
So we have the Beer Buzz segment, and I listen to myself say this, and it sounds like I'm saying beer, B-E-R buzz. It's beer, B-E-A-R buzz. It's questions that people write in, and please keep them coming. And today's question is another good one, and it's one I hadn't thought of actually. It is, what is the highest IBU beer? An IBU is International Bitterness Units, or International Bittering Units, and it's a measurement of the hoppiness of a beer. And we should mention up front that these are theoretical numbers only for the most part. The human tongue and human taste buds can't really get beyond a certain number. Now, some people think that number is very low. Some people think that number is 100. I think it's somewhere in the middle of all that. But let's run them down. We're going to do these in ascending order, so the highest one will come last. But these are all pretty high. From Dogfish Head, a beer called Hoolad, and that's Hoolawd. That, they say, is 658 IBU. Arbor Ale has a beer called DCXLVI. That is an evil 666 IBU. McKellar has a beer called 1000. Ironically enough, it is 1000 IBU. Heart and Thistle have a beer called Hop Nest Monster. That's 1066. Triggerfish has a beer called the Kraken. It is 1254. McKellar, not to be outdone, has something called Hop Juice. That is 2007 IBU. Arbor has one called FF13. That's 2012 IBU. We're getting there. Flying Monkeys Alpha Fornication 2500.
You can't say that on the radio. Or can you? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it gets worse. Carbon Smith has a beer that, let's just say it has the F word and the S word in it. It is an IPA, and that is the highest one at 3,600 IBU. Now, I have not tasted that beer personally, but I have tasted some of them that are over 1,000, over 2,000, and I don't think the human tongue is capable.
So the way they calculate this is by the amount of hops that go into the beer, and, and they try to go by the alpha acids that are in each hop and determine what it's going to be. But when you add the hops later in the beer, later in the process of making the beer, like you do in the New England style IPAs, doesn't come across as bitterness, but they're still calculating that so they can say how much the volume of hops they put in the beer. So when you heard all this and all those beers with these huge calculations, some of those aren't even going to seem super hoppy to you.
So is that like a marketing thing? Like they can market as the most hot or most whatever it is.
I didn't say that. You did.
Okay, well, and I get it. You can put a big number on it.
That's exactly what it is.
All right.
So they're not going to come in and say, "What's the one with the highest IBUs?" and they want me to have them. But no, most of everything he said on that list we don't have anyway.
Yeah, it's a theoretical calculation, and you have to keep in mind there are so many variables. As Linda mentioned, there are late hop additions, there's dry hopping, there's wet hopping, there's the amount of the alpha acid that boils off when they boil the beer for hops that are put in during boil. It's a whole big thing. And yeah, I agree. It's a marketing thing, and you're not likely, if presented with a beer that is 1,000 IBU and 50 IBU side by side, you're not likely to be able to pick out which is which. But we do have some beer news. I will begin it with, sadly, the bad beer news. We've been talking about this since probably October of last year, that people are just running out of juice in the brewing industry. This one is kind of sad for me. Spencer Trappist Brewery in Spencer, Massachusetts. It is the only Trappist brewery in the United States and one of only about 12 or 13 in the entire world. After a year of consultation, they have decided that brewing is not a viable industry for them, and they are ceasing brewing at this Trappist monastery. To be a Trappist brewery, you have to be in the walls of a Trappist monastery, and your brewmaster has to be a Trappist monk. And there aren't a lot of those, so it's sad to lose one. I like their beer, always very good. Next up, Goose Island, Chicago, Illinois, very famous for their Bourbon County Stout releases every year. And mybeerbuzz.com manages to get early peeks at these things. And keep in mind, some of these could be fake because Goose Island likes to play jokes on me and everybody else. But anyway, I have found that they are coming out with a 30th triple barrel stout, a mellow corn stout, and that's like a corn moonshine kind of aged stout, a 30th anniversary stout, a 2-year barley wine ale, and their original bourbon barrel stout. They're all on mybeerbuzz.com if you want to see the label. I will find more. I've also revealed from Anchor Brewing. Every year we talk about it, and every year we look forward to it. They have a holiday ale called Our Special Ale, and this year, 2022, the beer will hit a higher 7.2% ABV, and the one question people ask every year is what will the tree be, because they feature a tree with artwork by Jim Stitt on the label. And for 2022, the tree will be a blue gum tree, or the Eucalyptus globus. And our final bit of beer news comes to us from Dogfish Head, Miami. They are coming up with a beer called Hive Revelry. It is a golden barley wine with wildflower honey and Kent Golding hops. That beer will hit 13.3% ABV, and it will be packaged in 16-ounce cans. That is our beer news of the day. As always, you can find them on the Breaking Beer News tab on mybeerbuzz.com.
All right, Lindo has interesting stuff, but I want to drink this beer in front of me. I made a comment before on the air, Lindo, that ever past 6 months things have been a bit stressful. I wished we had bigger samples, and Lindo filled my cup today. Like you want to really. I actually have it in front of me here. This is it LoSun? LoSun, 110 calories. Nice. It looks like it's from Bell's Brewing.
It is. It comes from one of our favorites from Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan, and it is LoSun. And you'll be happy to know, Jason, or unhappy to know, that this beer is a very sessionable wheat ale. So a full glass of it, the beer only hits 4% ABV, and as you mentioned, 110 calories, so it's a lower calorie beer, and 7.5 grams of carbs. You could drink a lot of this at 4% ABV. And on topic here, Jason, what do you think the IBU is of this beer?
I'm going to guess, if I can find it. I'm going to guess. I know, what is it? I couldn't even venture a guess.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty hoppy wheat ale. It is 20 IBU.
Oh, okay.
Does it feel hoppy?
Yeah, it smelled hoppy because I remember I told Linda, I said it smells grapefruity, and that usually means hops. She said not as much in this. It's got like a little bite. It tastes very light. I was going to ask you, Linda, if I sit down now, say you're another guy serving the drinks, and I order this, do you laugh at me in your head, or is you like that's a good choice? What do you think? Because I feel like you'd laugh at me for this. It doesn't feel.
No, this is a good. In my opinion, this is a good pizza beer. I mean, if you're sitting down, and you want to have a couple, especially if you're out on the patio. And the reason why we picked this beer is because this is going to be a beer that you can drink when it gets warm.
It's delicious.
Outside, and it's nice and refreshing, and it's easy. A lot of people are worried about, I'm worried about my girlish figure, and I want to keep it nice and tight. And this is lower calorie, and that's what people are looking for. And there aren't a lot of options in wheat ales that are lower cal.
Yeah, I really enjoy this. This might be my favorite one over the past few weeks. Last week's was a little burning going down. Like it burned a little bit because I'm a lightweight. This one I really enjoy. It's very there's a drinkability factor. Like I put this really high on my list. It's very smooth with a little bite, not too overwhelming. It's nice.
Sessionable.
Sessionable.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
Yeah, it's a very, very bright beer. It's loaded with citrusy flavor hops. It's refreshing. I think it's really drinkable. People say it is fruity. It has a lot of pineapple, and as you mentioned, Jason, I think this is a good one for the beach or the pool. It's a bathing suit beer. You can watch your figure and drink this beer.
Oh, bathing suit. They said it's a baby drinking beer. I'm like, what does that even mean? I'm like, I'll do it. Hey, Bill, listen, we got to run. Thank you as always, and go to mybeerbuzz.com and have a great weekend, okay, sir?
Okay, thank you. You too.
And Lindo, anything we need to know about going on at Sabatini's outside of delicious beer and pizza? Beer and pizza.
Beer, pizza, patio. Come on down.
All right, and you're right next to her.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend, so gosh,
this is
great
excellent.
to just hang out there. And the beer name again,
It's
and it is
from
available at
Bell's
Sabatini's.
Bell's Brewing. It's a LoSun, LoSun, low-cal wheat ale. This is one of my favorites. Seriously, this is great. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Drink it all.
The Friday Beer Buzz, powered by Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar in Exeter. The area's greatest selection of rare craft and imported beers, plus the patio. Growlers and Crowlers and 37 rotating drafts at Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar, Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. The Friday Beer Buzz, bringing good beers and good people together.